Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm in the midst of cooking my lunch now. So while waiting for my curry to simmer, I thought of preparing a solution for differentiation question. So let's have a look at the question. So the question is, function of a graph given fx equals to mx square plus n over x and has a gradient function of fx equals to x minus 8 over x square. Find the value of m and n. So what we can see here is this question gives us two sets of equation. So what we have to do now is actually differentiate this equation and then we compare with this. So the first thing we have to know in the trick in this question is when they ask us to find when they give us gradient function. So gradient is usually the first order differentiation. And to find maximum or minimum point will be the second order differentiation. Alright, so now what we do is we have to differentiate the fx or the function of the graph. Okay, so what we do now is we write our equation again. Fx equals to mx square plus n over x. So usually when I do my differentiation, I rewrite my function. I don't like fractions, so I write it this way so it's easier. So now we start our differentiation. So differentiation is usually multiplying the power, then we minus the power by 1. So we have 2m, we bring the 2 down, 2mx plus, we bring down the minus 1 n, and here we have to remember to reduce our power by 1, so therefore it becomes minus 2. So now this is still fx, but here we have already differentiated, so therefore we write f prime x. So here we don't use dy dx because in the question earlier they have mentioned fx. Alright, if they just mention y equals to, then we can use dy dx. So we have to be very careful. Students have to take note of this. So here now f prime x equals to 2mx, and we write this back in fraction. Okay, so we have got the first derivative. So now what we do is, the question has given us the gradient function here, so we are actually going to compare. We have got these two equations. Okay, I'm going to use the next page. So I'm going to compare these two equations. So I'm going to rewrite again, right? I'm going to rewrite the first derivative, 2mx minus n over x square. Okay, and compare it with the gradient function, which is fx equals to x minus 8 over x square. Okay, so we'll put a box for both the equations. So now, since the question they wanted us to find the value of m and n, so we're going to compare. So here we have got these two equations. So we can see that here the variable of x is 1 here, so and here it's 2m. So 2m equals to 1 is our first equation. And here we can see n, everything is the same. Here this negative, here it's negative x square, so therefore n is equals to 8. Now remember, if either one of these signs are different, so we have to bring forward the sign and change it later on. So we have to be very careful and sensitive about the signs. So this is equation number 2. So here we're going to solve for m. So it's very straightforward. We get m as 1 over 2, and here we can just rewrite this as n equals to 8. So therefore when we finally report our answers, we have to put this sign. This stands for therefore m equals to 1 over 2 and n is equals to 8. So that's all from me today. Thank you.